In this video dated February 10th, 2014, we're going to show some of the recent additions to the SMOTGO website. Let's go ahead and log into the demo account. The first thing I want to show you is we've now laid the foundation for multiple printouts, reports of your invoices, work orders, work requests. And to get to that, you go over here under Company Information, Company Info, Print Options. You now have different options for each one of these type of printouts. So for your work request, there's 2. Estimates, there's 2. Same for the work orders. We've just added this invoice. It's a compact version of the invoice. Purchase order, return, there's still just one of those. And the communication, which is the printout that you mail out to customers for service reminders or specials. Right now there's one of those. We've really only added one new printout or report, and that is this compact version of the invoice. But again, what we've done is laid the foundation for adding as many formats or layouts of these reports that we want. Now, to select your default printout, go down here, select the one you want. Let's say you want to go with the ink saver option. You'll go select format, and then you can have it print out in either a PDF, an Excel, an image, or a Word document, depending on what your preferences are. With the Word document, you can actually go in and edit it before you printed it. Image is just that, it's an image. And again, in Excel, if you have something you could do with an Excel document. So you would select PDF, click OK, and now that is your current default. So when you print an invoice, you're going to get the ink saver. Let's go over here, take a look at that. So we go invoice, and there, that's the ink saver version. Let's go back. Let's pick that compact version of the invoice, and let's do it in a Word. Let's take and print that out. And there you see it is in the Word version. Let's go back and change our default back to the original PDF. And that is how you set up your different reports and printouts. This now allows you to do, say, an ink saver with your invoices and the original, maybe with your work orders. It gives you more options, and again, it lays the foundation to add different formats or layouts in the future. The next thing I want to take a look at is we've added the ability to copy and paste parts into a job. The copy and paste feature is still in somewhat of an experimental stage, but I wanted to demonstrate it for you in case you want to start playing around and checking it out. So under the More, drop it down, click Copy and Paste. We're going to go over here and grab a parts list that was emailed to me by one of my suppliers. We're going to highlight it, copy it, and we'll paste it into this big text box here. Click OK, and from these drop downs we now need to select which is the part number, the description, the quantity, the cost, our list price, and our selling price. Now we have a few options up here. If that first line defines what these things are, part number, part description, we would want to skip that first line. If we want to calculate the price based on our pricing matrix, we would click that, select that. If we want to add the part to inventory, if it's not already in there, we can click that. If we want to update the prices in inventory, we could click that. But for now, we'll leave all those options blank. We'll click OK, and you can see all those parts were added to the job. Let's go ahead and delete all those. And now Let's copy and paste again. Okay. Now this time, we're going to tell it to add the parts to inventory. So add to inventory. Click OK. You'll see here, now we have 0 in stock. That indicates that these parts were all added to inventory. Let me demonstrate one more thing. Let's delete these. Let's go ahead and copy and paste. Let's just do this one here. And let's change the prices. Click OK. And part number, prices, quantity. Now we're going to update inventory. Click OK. And you'll see it gave us the new prices here. Also, if we go into inventory, we'll see that the prices were also updated in inventory. Now, let's go ahead and delete this. One of the reasons I say this is still in the experimental stages is because there's so many different formats that you might get pricing lists in, or price or parts information. Let me demonstrate here. So we're going to go over here to this information. We're going to copy it. Now this is a slightly different format, and it's not going to work quite the way we would like it to. We're going to paste that in there. We're going to click OK. Now you're going to notice that it didn't recognize the part number and the description were different. It saw it all as one line. Now, what we can do in those cases is paste that in there, and then right between there, do double backslashes. That will let the software know that these are two separate items. Click OK, and you'll see now that it's separated the part number from the part. And you can do that between any fields. Let's say you got something that looked like this. Where it's all together like that. Well, you can just go in here, backslash, double. And click OK. And you'll see it still separated out all that information. The next thing we're going to take a look at is you now have the ability to add parts and labor to a recommendation from the vehicle information itself. Let's go over here to Sarasota. Let's jump to this vehicle. Under the vehicle, your recommendations, you can see this replace water pump recommendation, the jobs, the labor. You can delete from here, or you can add parts, just like you can for a job or recommendation in the invoice. This pretty much eliminates the need for this jobs page, and we're considering removing this page from the site. The last thing is And it's very similar to what you just saw, but that is from the vehicles page. You could pick a vehicle, and again, under recommendations, you have your parts and labor, and you can edit it or add labor right there from the vehicle screen to a recommendation. And from job history under the vehicle, and both here as well as the individual vehicle page, you can see the parts and labor for the jobs in history, jobs that have been performed. And in this case, you can always update your costs so that your profit calculations are correct, and you can update the technician so that the right technician gets credited for that job. And that concludes the updates for February 10th, 2014.